Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. Gonna embark on a bit of a rant and a ramble here. Before we get too deep into it, I want to say shout out to our sponsor, the good people over at Ridge. They make these nifty metal-plated wallets that fit nicely in your front pocket. Hit up the link down below, use promo code MELON, and get 10% off that order. So, 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. It is a score. Out of the thousands of album reviews I have crafted and uploaded onto The Needle Drop, I've only given 2 serious, legitimate 0s out of 10s. I did the little Be I'm Gay review, and that was a bit of a troll. And also I did a review where I gave an album a 0 and a 10 out of 10 in 2 separate videos as an April Fool's joke, but still. Kid Cudi, New Chance the Rapper record. Those were the 2 albums I've given a 0 out of 10 over the years. Now, since my recent review, since my recent 0 out of 10, I have gotten some responses of people saying that either a 0 out of 10 is an illegitimate score in concept, or my 0 out of 10 is illegitimate because I can't justify it because, hey, there's this stray, good quality, one singular isolated thing about the record that you can't deny is good. So the 0 out of 10, illegitimate. Well, to the first point, I will say, I don't see how in concept a 0 out of 10 would be an illegitimate score. Because where do you go from there once you have decided that that is the case? Do we only ever limit it to, I guess we just give 1s out of 10s or 2s out of 10s? I mean, really at the end of the day, what a score is for me personally is a reflection of my enjoyment. And when I give something a 0 out of 10, it is because I am saying I cannot enjoy this any less than I am enjoying it now. I am really disappointed, unhappy. I can't stand to even think about this album. I think that either I can't enjoy the entire thing or aspects of it are so bad that they cancel out anything else about the record that is good, making anything else positive about the record pointless. Because, hey, let's say you have a 5-minute song. If there's a good portion from, let's say, 3 minutes to 4 minutes, but the rest of it is horrible, I'm not going to put the track on just to listen to that 1-minute bit. It might as well not even exist. The entire song is just in the recycling bin for me personally. But to go back to the score, if we were to raise the score floor from 0 to a 1 or to a 2 or something like that, because we think a 0 is too harsh, it's too brutal. No art has inherently no value whatsoever, and we agree upon this decision as a society. Really all we're doing is just shifting the definition of 0 to 1, because now that is the lowest score that you can give. So now whenever anybody sees that, even though it does say 1 out of 10, they're still seeing and interpreting, oh, well, that's the lowest score someone can possibly give. Technically, in regards to the Big Day review, I didn't even give the lowest possible score that I could. Beneath a strong 0 is a decent 0 and a light 0 as well. The second point that I would like to make here is whether or not my particular score here of the 0 out of 10 for the recent Chance Rapper or any album from here forward is illegitimate merely because, hey, there's a good feature here, there's a good or okay beat on this track. Look, I acknowledged in my review that there are some likable elements of the record here and there. But as I said just in this video, and I said in the review, the worst elements of the record cancel out what is worthwhile about the album because it ruins what is good about the record. You could have a bowl of fruit punch, okay? And you could put, like, let's say 2 gallons of fruit punch in that bowl. Okay, there's 2 gallons of fruit punch in that bowl, 2 gallons of perfectly good fruit punch. If I pour a thimble of piss into that fruit punch, you're not gonna fucking drink that fruit punch because there's piss in it. It doesn't matter if there's 2 whole gallons of fruit punch in there and the ratio of fruit punch to piss is incredibly small, okay? There's only a little bit of it in there. But because you know there's piss in there, you're not drinking that fruit punch. You throw the fruit punch out, okay? That's how it is. That's how it be, okay? I'm not out here giving out brownie points for records that do the bare minimum, okay? I'm not out here giving out brownie points for records that just basically bring on every trendy rapper out there in the moment either for a check or for some clout, just to come on the record and spit a decent 16, because that's 90 to 95% of what popular hip hop records are doing right now. Nor would I give out brownie points for records that do the bare minimum of whatever else they're doing in their genre. You might as well tell me, well, Anthony, a record can't be a 0 out of 10, and this record can't be a 0 out of 10. After all, they had it mastered. It's a mastered album, isn't it? I mean, they obviously put effort into the mastering, which, sure, okay, I mean, I surely would take off points on a record if the mastering was total shit. I definitely would. I most definitely would. But I'm not here to congratulate anybody or give anyone a gold medal for saying, oh, hey, you did what everyone should do just to make their album listenable. It's what you do on top of that that makes you an artist. It's what you do on top of that that brings enjoyment. The mastering, the bare minimum stuff, just bringing on random whoever just because they're trending on Twitter or they had a hit song a few months ago. That is just, again, the basics of what your average person does in the music industry these days. It's not special. It's not intriguing. It's not cool. Sure, there were some feature risks that Chance took on the album, but still, you know, those weird choices didn't lead to interesting results. So at the end of the day, I personally don't see how a 0 out of 10 is not a legitimate score, especially if you're talking about it merely from the standpoint of enjoyment. Because if I'm literally getting this much enjoyment out of what an album is doing, that is my score. Okay? If I enjoy the album this much, if I enjoy nothing on the record on the whole, and in order to complement the album, I have to just like pick through random parts that if I separated them from the rest of a 5-minute song, I'd be left with maybe a minute of material, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, you know, maybe 2 minutes of a 5-minute song. That's pointless. That's useless. There's nothing of value in that process. If you have to neuter the entire piece in order to pick out, oh, well, here's the good part. Here's the other good part. No, that is not the process, at least not the process that I function by. And I think it's not the process that most people function by either. Most people, when they do review music, they are doing it, of course, based on their enjoyment. Whether or not they subjectively enjoy aesthetically, musically, what is occurring in the music. It's only when we get to a score that we disagree with or a score that's too far this way or too far that way that we're worried about, oh, is this review objective? But when we enjoy it and we agree and it's for an artist that we're hype about, well, I mean, fuck it, you know, be as subjective as you like. So, yeah, that's my little bit of a rant on this issue. Let me know down in the comments if you're mad about any 0s out of 10s that I've given, or if you disagree with any of the points that I've made. I would definitely be interested in hearing or reading that discourse down below. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, 0 out of 10 forever.